So look what I got. These are betel nut cutters, or betel nut scissors. I actually bought this from a roadside antique dealer who's selling all sorts of mostly like magical stuff, like magic rings with little, lucky stones and little animal horn things and different sorts of like amulets and stuff like that. And because these are very often used in different ceremonial practices, he had these too. So this is these are actually antique, I believe. You can find some like Chinatowns and like kind of like bullshitty antique shops or like souvenir stores. You can find these for sale and they're knockoffs. So I'm not sure if these are completely real. I'm a little skeptical, but if you look at it, they actually look like they have like some decent use taken out of it. They don't look like something that was just like a cheap knockoff. He had some that did. They were obviously just like produced in a factory recently to look old. These I think actually might be old. These are worth a lot of money. Let me know so I can put them on eBay. But I got this for like $12. It's not terrible for like an interesting souvenir. They even have like a little bit of like patina on the edges here. So yeah, it could be put on fake. They could have buried it in the ground for a couple of days or something, but I think these are actually antique, so hey. And I'm going to totally ruin them right now by cutting betel nuts with it. So I've got 3 levels of betel nut. We've got the ones that are, I believe, picked underripe. They're very green, very hard. And then I have this, which is the ripe variety. It's a nice yellow color. It just yields slightly to pressure. And then I have the dried variety, which is just like left out to dry. When you go to like a betel nut cellar or like a medicine cellar that has these, you'll see, very often they'll just have like a bucket of these, and you pick through to find the dry ones. I think they just leave them out until they dry out naturally. So I actually got this in the same bucket that I got this one. I just picked one that was ripe looking and one that was overripe looking. As you can see, it's squishy. Like if you put it between your fingers, it's quite squishy. This one, no, doesn't squish. This one, also very far from being squishy. So I think like these you do not need scissors to peel, but these ones you can use the scissors to peel them. It's for like actually cutting the flesh off, and then you get to the nut and you cut the nut as well. But for this one, I think that would just be a waste of time, right? So I'm gonna drop it on the floor. So I'm going to just peel this one with my fingers just to show how easy that is. Ooh, it's like very like hairy in there. Look at that. It's like stuffing from like an old chair. Yeah, it's really fibrous. Look at that. It's like asbestos. Alright. So maybe the scissors would be helpful? Nah, it's coming out pretty easily. I think the scissors aren't going to be like really difficult for me to use. I've never used them before, but this is pretty straightforward. Really easy. That was not bad at all, just took a few seconds. It's got a little bit of like moisture on it. It's a little wet, so even though it's like dried out, the nut hasn't completely dried out, just the outside. So it still make me a little bit fresh. So I can see like why it might be a good idea to buy the fruit and husk it yourself rather than just buy the ones that are cut up or shredded up already. Just because these are fresher, and I think fresher means stronger. Yeah, so let's try this guy here. Now this one, yeah, this is not so easy to do with your fingers. So let me try this now. There's really not a lot of footage online on how to use these, or any information on how to use these. So I'm gonna just do my best. I think it's done like something like this, like you hold onto the top, and the bottoms you push together, just with like light pressure. At least that's what it looked like from pictures I've been seeing. If I'm wrong, let me know. But this is, it surprisingly was very hard to find information about using these, despite being, you know, such a culturally significant thing. I didn't really see much of it. Come on. Oh, this is really hard. The problem with this one is like a little bit dried out, so it's really hard to cut through this fibrous stuff. I'm trying to, but it's just kind of like peeling it off. Oh, come on. Oh, there we go. And also, like, this is a very big nut, and these scissors are very small. I've seen bigger ones. I think bigger ones would be better for this. I just got the small ones because I didn't plan on using this too often. Alright, yeah, that's helpful. I don't know, I think maybe a knife would actually be easier for this thing. A lot of people don't use the scissors, they just use a knife. I've tried cutting betel nut with a knife and it's hard. So I think this is actually a little bit easier, but damn it, it's not that easy. It's giving like a decent amount of like leverage, just I'm like holding on to the skin and just kind of twisting it off, which is helping. But I don't think that's how you're supposed to do it. You're supposed to just like cut. But yeah, it's doing its job. I'm really bad at it, but I think like if you knew what you were doing, or you had like a little bit of practice with this, it would happen a lot faster. Here's the dry one, and here is the ripe one. You see the this one's got a little bit of a darker color to it than this one. Does that mean anything? I don't know. I think it's as you go riper or underripe, it's stronger. So, I mean, if you're gonna pick nuts out of like peeled nuts, you might want to go for the lighter color one if you want a stronger nut. Okay, and this one. This is where I think the scissors will actually be helpful. So first I'm going to just cut off the little top. Also very fibrous. Oh yeah. This is good video content right here. Ow! Ow! Ow, ow, ow! I caught my finger. Ah! Right there. That's a betel nut injury. Of course, I'm not learning my lesson. Ow! This piece just hit me in the eye. This is going great. This is going really good. Oh, success. Okay, it's actually I got one of the walls of the nut off. But geez, this is not easy to do. I think a knife in this case, like a really sharp knife, would be helpful because like ow, that stupid nut just smacked me. If you're going to use betel scissors, I'd say do some research, practice a little bit, you know, practice cutting like some carrots or something, because if you accidentally get your finger in there and you put the kind of force that you need to put into this thing to cut a betel nut, you're gonna lose a finger. So after that graceful display, what are we left with? We're left with 3 nuts. So we've got the dry one, the fresh one, the green one. So that's what they look like if you're, you know, in the market for some betel nuts and they're shelled. You know, pick your poison, I guess. I believe these ones are going to be stronger than the others, but honestly I've done betel nut twice already, making this video, and I'm not going to do it again. So if you're expecting me to eat these 3, it's not going to happen. I don't want to get addicted. They do look really, really tasty though right now. No, not going to do it, not going to do it. But yeah, after you husk them, you use these scissors to cut them. Yeah, I think, well, I like to think that this is going to be where this really helps, because cutting these with a knife is actually really, really hard. Oh, God. I think the biggest problem is that these nuts are big. They're not always this big. Okay. Easy. Super easy. Yeah. There you go. Okay, let's move on to the fresh one. So we're going up in hardness here. This is the ripe one. Just get that guy in there. Oh, well, this is terrifying to use, okay? I'm just like, please don't let me lose a finger. Don't let me lose a finger. Okay, I take it back. It's not that easy to use. It's just like lodged in there. Terrified of using this thing. Yeah, okay. So I take it back. I think these are not super helpful for cutting into this nut. You'd think it would be, considering these are made to cut into this nut. But I think you'd be better off with a chainsaw. Should I even try the dried out one? No. You know what? If you're going to do betel nut, buy it already done. Or if you want, get the fresh one. You know, the underripe one. Those you can cut. The rest of it, don't waste your time. You're going to hurt yourself. If I keep doing this, I'm going to hurt myself. I'm already bleeding from before, so yeah, these are going on my shelf. But for the for this, buy it already cut, buy it dried out, like I did earlier. Buy the little shreds or the little chunks. Don't buy the fresh fruit unless you've got like a much better way of cutting it. Because a knife, those even like the betel nut scissors, do not do it. So unless you really know what you're doing, it's not worth it.